Sophs are often described as your first friend on campus, right? We're the people that when you pull up and we're screaming you to get out of your car.
First
little
years
song.
out the car. First years out the car.
That's the one. What a funny bit for you to start the episode. Does he have anything?
Wobbly.
It's just us hitting the wobble. No.
We're not wobbling. All right, welcome to the FoMSCast. Welcome back, everyone. Episode 2 of the FoMSCast.
So hot.
My name is Michael. I'm your Vice President of Advocacy, Accessibility, and Equity. As you know, I am also one of the LST members for the Music Soph team. And that's what we're here to talk about today. Today, I am here with...
Hi, I'm Karen. I'm the Head Soph for music for this year.
Hey, I'm Jacob. I was one of the PAs on the music LST team this year.
Hi, my name's Ricky. I'm a Soph.
Great job, Ricky.
I'm a Soph from the music team.
Ricky's been a Soph for 3 years. That's why they're there. Yeah, today we're just kind of here. We're going to talk a little bit about, what Sophing is, what do we do. We want to take a look at how the program's changed, how much it's improved in the 3 years that the three of us have been a Soph. And then we're going to talk a little bit about joining our team, possibly. So why don't we talk about starting, what is a Soph, just in general? Who wants to answer that?
Well, it's something that's repeated a lot of the time is that a Soph is a first-year student's first friend at Western, and we're just kind of here to help their transition into university life academically for, the music team. That's the basic gist of it, yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's pretty much the same thing, but there's different types of Sophs. So there's you can be an off-campus Soph or OC Soph. You can be charity. You can be faculty Sophs, which is what we are, and then you can also be resident Soph, which kind of support the the transition into living at home into living in residence for the first time.
Sophs are often described as your first friend on campus, right? We're the people that when you pull up and we're screaming you to get out of your car.
First years out the car. First years out the car.
That's the one. And we're here to support you. If you're listening as you go to Western, you've seen us around before. You got used to us. I was helping out with Doors Open London last weekend. I guess it was just some open house thing. And there was a music first year that was also helping out with it. And then they were like, were you on the Soph team? And I was like, yes, I was. And they were like, that's why I recognize you. And
we're just these elusive people that show up in scrubs and tie-dye and just scream at you for a week straight.
They were like, it's so weird seeing them in normal clothes now. They're just normal people.
I get that so much. I saw my first years in the hallway the other day, and one of them was just you look odd for you look odd, but with the way you're just dressed normal.
No, because you just
weird.
go back to being normal human mode after OWeek.
Well, some of us anyways.
Well, okay. Okay. But you just go back to wearing normal clothes. Our apartment has Soph mode, so it's just our entire apartment is a hot mess because there's 3 Sophs that live there.
Personally, Jake and I, we clean our apartment, but
I mean we do too. It's just OWeek.
Great for y'all.
Okay, it's just OWeek, and then it gets out of Soph mode.
Let's talk a little bit about our experiences of being a Soph.
Well, I have a great perspective here of Karen was my Soph when I was in first year, and coming to Western, I already knew you, Michael, so seeing people that I knew doing it made it really exciting to do. Even the people I didn't know yet, like Karen, and now this is my second year doing it and being on the LST, hoping to return back next year too. I just made a lot of great friends, and it's been very much a joy to do.
Yeah, I would definitely say Sophing's been one of the I think one of the most rewarding things I've done here at Western. I've done a lot. It's like I said, I started as a Soph in 2022, so I was in my second year, and I've been a Soph ever since. I was on LST this year, and it's been it's just been really cool. It's been really fun. It's been really rewarding, and all of the friends that I've made that I otherwise wouldn't have made, because our team has been such a diverse group of people. You get people that you otherwise like wouldn't talk, especially in other years, that you wouldn't have otherwise talked to. And I think that's really cool. That's been like, what's your number? It's just been super beneficial, I think.
Yeah, for sure. It's such a rewarding experience. Like, this was my 3rd time Sophing, so I've done 4th OWeek, including first year. Like, you meet people that you would have never met otherwise, whether that's in the faculty or like people that are in other faculties that I would have met, would have never met before, or just like being able to do like the behind the scenes work for OWeek this year. It was like such a different, you were getting a different perspective of what actually goes on with orientation, besides just the like screaming at people to get out of their cars, or like the very first year like focused, like you're right at the front lines kind of thing. But it's so rewarding. I absolutely love it. It's such a great way to start off the school year. It is tiring, however, like it's just so much fun to be able to start the school year welcoming these first years, and then being able to see them around the halls, and being able to like have that connection with some people that you might not have met before.
We're the only freaks on campus who decide, hey, let's go back to school 2 weeks early.
3 this year.
What about you, Ricky? What is this from your experience?
Like, what are some of my experiences Sophing?
Just like give a general overview of like.
I mean, they're fun.
Thank you, Ricky.
Thank you, Ricky.
It's just
Giving me nothing.
It's just sorry. It's
Give
just
us nothing.
it's just really enjoyable being able to meet so many different groups of people and just like talking to people. I remember when I was in first year, I was kind of like, I kind of put the masquerade of like, oh, I'm totally a social butterfly, but in a way, in a way, like I kind of meant it, because I just loved learning about other people. It was so like satisfying being like, oh wow, you play euphonium. I know a bit about euphonium.
Tiny tuba.
I didn't actually know anything about euphonium.
And how long did it take you to remember my name?
It took me like
we hung out every day.
It took
week.
It took yeah, go.
It took all week.
I'd say like 3 weeks. 3 weeks to let it set in. No, because like I would like say like this little jingle from this musical. It was like Michael in the bathroom.
No.
Like, that's what I used to remember it.
Not Be More Chill. No, get out.
Anyways, yeah. And I don't know.
You look so defeated.
I kind of carry that energy into like my Sophing experience, into like my first year Sophing, my second year Sophing, and even my third year Sophing. I got to meet so many like just cool people who just have like the most interesting stories ever, and it's just satisfying. And in a way, you get to see them kind of grow up in their like musical journey. And even like my first time Sophing, I get to see some of my frosh who I've had like since my first year Sophing, just like grow up to be like amazing musicians.
Yeah,
and just like
it's so cool getting to see like people like who are your frosh, like being able to see them throughout the years and see how they're like shaping their own university experience kind of thing.
I think one of the most rewarding things though is seeing your first years then join the Soph team too. Like you guys will get that, because I had one of my from last year on the team this year, and it was just really cool to see like, what a full circle moment.
Yeah, it's a full circle moment, and it's like, oh well, like I love student leadership and like student governance kind of things, so I love being able to see people like step into that role and being able to try it out, even if it's something that they didn't think they would be good at or never thought they would be a Soph, because they're not this like extroverted person or aren't like screaming and jumping around all the time. Like it's really cool to see that like how people put their different spins on being a Soph.
It's especially really interesting to see who joins the team that you just would not expect to join the team. I think even myself, I think I'm an example, because my Soph, Rachel, who was phenomenal, she did such a good job. I never texted her back. I was too scared. And Rachel is just about the sweetest person you could ever meet. But I was too scared to text her back. I don't think she would ever think that I was on the LST team. And I was talking to her a little bit ago about it, and it's just one of those things. And it's like, I've seen that, like, people who I was like, I did not expect this, but they've actually done a really good job, and it's been really, like, it's really cool.
Yeah.
Especially now that you're in fourth year, so it's like every student younger than you know from OWeek, or you know their faces at least. Yeah. And you're like, you get to see kind of everybody go through the program.
Yeah, whether or not they were your group of first years, it's still really cool to see how the entire class kind of shapes their own experiences.
Yeah. Now, the three of us, we've always been assigned for Delhi for the most part. Yes, you were Saga.
I was Saga
right?
last year.
Yeah. But Ricky, so you lived in Saga in first year, but you've mostly been an OC Soph.
Yeah, actually. So my first year Sophing, I was actually in Delaware, but I remember that year a bunch of
No, not that year.
Can I talk about it?
Yeah, you can talk about it.
So that year, half of the Soph team got COVID.
More than half.
Half? Dude, we have 7 people on
Yeah.
faculty day. It was shambles.
Hey, I'll say this. You guys did a good enough job that I didn't notice,
Let's
although
go.
I was probably just oblivious.
We had a team of 22. We were down to 7
by midweek.
including the whole LST team.
Yep.
Zoinks.
So in that year, off campus was just kind of there was no one to take off campus. So I kind of just there's enough Sophs in Delhi-ish, so I'll just take care of everyone OC related. And I'm okay, you guys are now all adopted now under me, I guess. And then afterwards, I really enjoyed it. And I was okay, you know what? I'll do off campus again. And I was one of 2 people who had OC as their first choice, and I just love OC. And yeah. And then my last year, or this year Sophing, I picked OC again. It's OCF, mine's pretty tight knit in a way.
Yeah.
Yeah, you three were pretty tight knit, and it was really cool seeing you guys work as a group there too.
Yeah, it was the dream team.
Mhm.
Shout out
Yeah.
to Pauline, Frosh. Yeah.
Not Toshi. No.
Well,
Yeah,
Toshi did.
no.
Okay.
The FoMSCast, I'm saying this officially, is an anti-Toshi Kawabe.
No.
Okay, but he didn't show up because
Toshi.
he didn't get an email or anything telling him to come, which is yeah, it'd be like that. Some slip through the cracks, unfortunately, but
Yeah.
he's here now. He's
but
vibing.
I guess it's also it's good that you guys do such an amazing job, because when I talk about making friends at Western, I have to admit that my experience is a little skewed, because I'm in the smallest faculty, and I was living on a floor with just my faculty in the smallest residence building, so it was pretty easy to make friends pretty quickly. But if you're off campus, I feel it's for some people it can be pretty difficult, because you're not on campus all the time. You're not you don't have this you're not being pushed to make friends at all hours a day, because at some point you got to go home.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah. Also, making friends in the classroom is, especially in university, is so tricky. It's so weird to just put yourself out there and be hey, random person sitting there, want to be friends?
Well, we're friends now.
But imagine doing that in a class of 2,000
I
people.
know.
We have to do that with 100 if you're in first year, but maybe 20 if you're in 3rd or 4th year. It's crazy, the numbers that I hear. Just the class sizes in other faculties is just ridiculous.
I wasn't on the music floor when I was in first year, but I think on faculty day, me and my one friend who was also in your frosh group, we were just oh, we're both in pop. Okay, we're friends now. And then we just sat next to each other for the entirety of first year, and took so long to branch out to other people.
Can I just say really quick, because you mentioned the music floor. Last episode, we talked about the music floor. I have people DMing the FoMSC Instagram account, want to share your stories. Love that. What you're going to do is go to Instagram, go to @OPUS FoMSC. That's OPUSMOFSC. Okay? I bet they'll love to hear your stories,
Oh, God.
because I don't want to forward all those messages. Anyways, moving across from that,
Yes,
Actually-
FOMSC, FOMSC.
what did I say?
Opus
Opus FoMSC.
Not
That's-
Mofsk. FoMSC.
Mofsk.
Guys, it's...
Rebrand, let's go.
Thank you, Ricky.
Again, I don't know. It's not a lot of things.
All right.
If it helps, it's just Mel behind the camera.
Yeah, we've got a producer
Thank you, Mel.
this week. It's Melosa.
Let's go.
And I really needed that, because last episode I just kept staring at my computer hoping everything was working, and then it obviously didn't, because things would stop recording. And the odds of that happening again are likely, but as long as we have the audio, that's what matters. I will say, though, it was really funny, because so this comes out on Friday, but it is Monday currently as of recording. I had somebody come up to the FoMS table, and they had a question about FoMSC, and they were like, they started the sentence with, "So I heard on the podcast," and I was like, that is the best thing you could have ever said to me.
You must have been over the moon.
Oh, I was in the stratosphere.
Oh, damn.
I was really high. I was so high. With joy.
So that's gonna be cut.
Thank you for clarifying.
Thank you for that. We are going to cut.
No, we're not.
I don't make those decisions, y'all.
You were
I'm just here.
I was elated. That's a good word.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I was elated because it means somebody was listening to it unironically, and I love that. I love that.
Someone read a dictionary today.
Yeah.
Ricky's got that thesaurus, bro.
Damn. Do we want to talk about the LST applications that are now open?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, go for it.
So, if you were on the team before, like, this year, last year, and you're wanting to take on more work with the Soph team, LST applications are now open. They close on
October
7th at 11:59 p.m.
What is that, next Friday?
Next Monday.
Next Monday. Okay.
2 Mondays.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you want to like get more involved, like it's really rewarding.
Yep.
I'm hoping to be back next year. But yeah, apply. The link should be on our Instagram, Music Softs.
Yeah.
And also on
USC.
Western USC.
Yeah. You can also, so there's 2 roles. You can either be a programming assistant, so PA, so what Michael and Jacob did, or you can be Head Soph. Also,
the big cheese.
Yeah. Well, no. Okay. You can also. I don't like that. You can also apply to be LST for residents, OC or charity or faculty.
Just remember that music's cooler though.
Objectively, we are the best team.
But apply to be on LST. It's a lot of fun.
It's very rewarding.
Come stop us in the hallways if you have questions.
Oh, we're happy to talk.
Or shoot a DM to the Music Soft Instagram. We're always happy to answer any questions about like what the hiring process looks like. What does the job actually entail? How do you get? Also, if you have any ideas that you want to run by people.
And if you see us in the halls, just like stop us and ask questions. Like that's what we're here for.
Yeah.
And like I think objectively, like all 3 of us had a really good time being LST this year.
Yeah.
It was really rewarding, not only being part of the team, but like leading a team, getting to do more planning and whatnot.
Yeah.
To like overall make change in the way that we would have wanted to see too.
Yeah,
that's
for sure.
It was very rewarding to do that for sure.
We're gonna have a little like info session, right?
Yeah.
For LST applications. We don't have a room booked yet.
But the day is. Give me 2 seconds.
Well, if you follow at Music Softs, that's the quickest way to find out information regarding that.
Yes.
MUSICSO. I almost said FPHS. The Music Softs.
There you go.
It's going to be on October 1st at 12:30 to 1:30. We're calling it Sophs Hours.
Ooh, wordplay.
Sophs Hours. Room TBD, so follow the Instagram. So keep an eye out for that. Come hang out. Come ask us questions. Yeah.
You know, speaking of the Music Softs Instagram page, if you by any chance didn't get to see our opening and closing ceremonies performances, they're on there, and they're really good.
Are you just realizing that they're on the Instagram now?
They are on the Instagram.
Ricky.
You can watch our performances on the Instagram.
Boo.
Well, now I know.
Bro.
Oh my god.
I will say, performing has always been one of the highlights of my week.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite things to do. It's so cool to be, because when else are you gonna get to play your instrument on stage in front of hundreds of people?
Thousands of people.
And you can see them too. Like you can see them on the field,
Mm-hmm.
and it's really cool.
That's the thing though. Before we went on for closing, I asked, because like the first years go on and sing with us for closing. I asked them like, hands up, who is this like the biggest stage they've ever played, and like all but like 2 people put their hands up. Like it's awesome.
I think for opening, it's like over 5,000 people,
For
which
sure,
is
yeah.
crazy.
Including first years and softs. It's
like
well
first
over.
years and softs. That's crazy numbers to like go sing some silly songs, some silly parodies that we put together, like play your instrument, sing, dance, have fun, to 5,000 people. Like that's crazy.
one of the things that I really loved is I've been part of like the Cheers committee every year, and that's kind of like the people who like, because if you don't know what we do as Sophs, is this been tradition for years and years and years, is for opening ceremonies and closing ceremonies we'll have a theme, and from that theme we'll pick songs that fit the theme, and we'll kind of change the lyrics to the songs to make them Western OWeek themed. It's very fun, silly slay. And I've always
Fun, silly slay.
Is it not fun, silly slay?
I feel
It
like
is
that's
fun,
very
silly
accurate.
slay.
Though.
Yeah.
I was gonna say 3 S's, but that's not. Fun is not an S.
Yeah, now who can't spell, Karen? But it's always been really cool to hear the lyrics that you wrote be sung on stage. But more importantly, this year I took a bit of an extra role because we lost someone near and dear to our heart, Zack Ferns.
We miss you, Zack.
I fear he's not
He's
dead.
not
He's
actually
just in
dead.
Indiana.
He's not dead. He's just in Indiana.
But I wish he was
We
here.
love you, Zack.
Anywho,
Hope all is well.
I, along with a couple other people, kind of had a team, and we wrote the music this year, and it was just so cool knowing that the music that I wrote was being played on stage in front of so many people. And of course, we had such an amazing band this year and so many awesome musicians who helped bring that to life. And yeah, that was like, it's one of those experiences that like you won't forget. And also, like, in second year, I got the coolest photo of me that ever existed, and
Oh
I
my
use it
God.
for
It really is.
everything.
It's such a good photo.
That photo's been on a cake.
It has.
That's how
it
good
has
that
been
photo
on a
is.
been
cake.
on a cake.
Shout out, Mel.
We all know what I'm talking about.
Ricky doesn't.
I don't remember you.
The one with the trombone.
No, not the trombone. It was on a cake.
You were there. It was my birthday.
That's crazy.
Oh.
That's crazy.
What? We're talking about
Okay.
this later.
But I will say though, even though Zack is gone, like I thought it was very cool though seeing how collaborative of an effort it was getting
Yeah.
all the music together this year, because I think it helped bring like the band more together too. Of like, we're just gonna try stuff regardless of like what
Yeah.
necessarily written.
It was a team effort for
yeah,
sure.
exactly. And I thought that was really cool, and it brought the band together more.
Yeah, it was fun to be a part of. And it's one of those things where it's like, I wish I could just do that. I want to be like, if I could just be a touring musician, like in a
That's
horn
the
line
dream.
for like, I don't want to be the main artist. I just want to be in the background and just do like horn shots for like big songs. And that's all I want to do in my
They're
life.
fun.
I want to be Pitbull's trombone player. You know what I'm saying?
Of all people, why Pitbull?
First person that came to mind,
Nice.
Mr. Worldwide, 305.
Nope. That's enough.
Fireball.
We need to get Pitbull for the next OWeek.
That's an idea.
It's something.
Hey, we've had T-Pain, so Pitbull just
Yeah.
seems like the
We had T-Pain.
next best thing.
T-Pain was mid. I'll say it.
It was like a
Ooh.
good concert.
It
was
wasn't
fun.
though.
It wasn't.
It was like
It
a
wasn't.
fine concert. Yeah.
Because all he
I also
did.
just like didn't actually go to the concert. I was just standing around it, like
Okay.
giving people water.
The water thing was so
Don't
scary.
talk to me about the water.
The water
Get
thing.
out.
No, I'm gonna tell this. So this was this last year? Like
Last year, yeah.
2023?
Yeah.
Karen and I don't remember who else was there, but I know
I think it was just us.
I think it was just me and you. It was right
I was
after.
there too.
Were you?
I was in there.
I got injured.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you got
Ricky, we
injured
know.
in the
Yeah,
talk
last.
about that later.
like,
We'll
dying
get to
a
that.
little bit.
No, I was around just like trying not to get trampled.
Yeah, but like
But like I was trying to bring
Wait.
water out, and then I just gave it to other people. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna
so
die in here.
to like set the stage, there is like, so main stage is, oh my god, Ricky. Ricky. Okay, every year at main stage, it was on Healthside Fields last year and this year as well. They set up like the main stage, and then it's like gated off, and then out like right across the street in that parking lot, they set up a care hub. There's like snacks. There's always like a mental health counselor there. There's some softs. There's like some low key activities. There's water and stuff. But at the concert, it was so hot, and there were like so many kids in there. And we were just like running back and forth with these like massive cases of water,
Like Costco cases
like
of
Costco
water.
sized like cases of water, like opening them up, like who wants water, and then like 2 seconds later it's like empty, and we're just like making rounds back and forth to the care
It
hub.
was like being a war medic.
We were doing that in the venue, and then when the concert ended, and
Oh
people flooded out of that venue, and I remember, I would grab a case of water, tear it open as fast as I can. I would raise it. I would blink and it'd be gone. And for some reason, the average height last year was like 10 feet tall. Or maybe I'm just short, but everyone was so much. I'm taller than you.
Okay.
But everyone was so much taller than me. So I would open it, and then I would just like hands come down from like the sky and to the water.
Sky.
I thought somebody was gonna like mistake my head for a water bottle, and then that was it.
Do you remember that scene from the
I'm being
Lion?
a little overdramatic, but it's like
a little.
Do you remember that scene from the Lion
The
King
wildebeest
with like the
Mufasa.
wildebeest and the
Yeah.
stampede?
That's how I felt.
Mufasa. That's like accurate to how it was.
That's
though.
how I felt.
This year was a lot. Like the closing concert was a lot smoother.
Crowd
That
control
is
was a
true.
lot
like
better.
crowd control this year was like. I love the USC for doing crowd control this year and for being on top of security.
Yeah.
Because we had brought things to them the year before and we're like, please, our Sophs are not security. Like our jobs as Sophs aren't to be crowd control. They aren't to be this, and this. And they like listened. They hired security guards that were
actual security guards.
Like actual security guards that are like at concerts. Like they're meant to break up mosh pits. They're meant to like physically move people so that way everyone is staying safe. And it was so smooth. The final, like the concert was so like nothing had happened. Like everyone was fine. There was like no massive crowds.
Yeah, I think it also has to do with the fact though that like Ava Max is not a very mosh pit kind of artist either.
That is true.
But at the same time,
However,
though, it was also different though.
Are you saying she's not sweet but psycho?
Well, she is, but that's not the point. Well, like last year with T-Pain, I remember that like they tell the artists if they're doing this, can you just like encourage them to not do that? And T-Pain was kind of like, hey, don't do that. Whereas like Ava Max was more like, since you're like, hey guys, we just got to be like careful and everything so we can all have a good time and then we can continue. And I thought that delivery worked a lot better than T-Pain just going, hey, stop that.
doing that. Yeah.
It just kind of riled them up more.
The thing with T-Pain, okay?
Hot take.
Well, yeah, this made me think every episode I'm going to
T-Pain.
start a beef with a different artist.
Michael's beef list.
Who was
Number
the
one,
first one?
Hans Zimmer.
Hans Zimmer,
Number
yeah.
two, T-Pain.
T-Pain. No, but it's just his performance. It was just mid because all he did was he just kind of stood there. Because here's the thing, T-Pain only has like one or two big songs. The rest of what he's known for is just being on other people's songs. So what he would do is he would play the songs and like he's a little DJ. And when it got to his part, all he would do is
You
just
stick the microphone out.
like, you have one job.
Like, that's your part. That's
You've
your
got,
one
like,
part.
You've got like 3 lines in this song and you're not gonna sing them.
Anyways.
Also, I heard a rumor that he demanded an obscene amount of Cheez-Its for his trailer.
That's so real of him,
And
though,
that
honestly.
is a verified rumor. Like,
That's
Is it
so real.
verified?
Verified.
By who?
I can't name my source.
We'll talk about that later.
Okay.
My confidential source told me that
Signed an NDA.
he wanted like a lot of boxes of Cheez-Its. And
I mean, he knows
Hey,
what
man's
he
got to
wants.
eat.
He knows what he wants.
it's kind of a diva.
Either way.
I'm just saying.
But yeah, generally speaking, it went a lot smoother this year for the stuff at
yeah.
main stage.
Yeah. Just in general.
Just in
I would
general.
say, yeah,
Okay, I did think like parts of OWeek, like the beginning half of OWeek, I was like, this doesn't feel like an OWeek. It's so
too
quiet.
quiet.
It was too quiet. It was so quiet. Everything was running so smoothly, and I think it was one because we extended programming. So this year programming ended at 1 a.m. versus in past I think it was midnight.
Yeah.
And so we were able to keep students on campus for longer, which is the entire point.
And there was always
And
more
so
stuff going on this
there
year,
was
too.
tons of like there was always something for like high intensity, mid intensity, low intensity. Like if you're looking for something, we have it on campus. And then afterwards it was like 1 a.m. and people just wanted to sleep. It wasn't like in previous years where people are like, we're just gonna like hang out all night, be up until like 3 a.m. They just wanted to sleep, which like thank you.
That's so real, 'cause I also wanted to
I
sleep.
also wanted to sleep, and I did in fact get a decent amount of sleep during OWeek.
It was alright.
Well, it was like fine.
It's better than last year, to
It
be
was
sure.
better than-
Which is kind of confusing considering we're there like
We're
an
there
hour longer
later.
doing
We are
programming.
there
for
later,
programming,
but
we weren't actually.
But we're getting out earlier than
Because
some
there
nights last
was
year, I feel.
there was a night last year where we left like at like 3:30.
No, I'm thinking
Yeah.
about our first year Sophing the day before faculty day that we were on campus until like 3:30 in the morning. I think I
And
got
then we had
home
to
at
be here at-
4
then we had to
and
be
then
here
I
at, like,
got
8
here
a.m. the
at
next
like
day.
8 in the morning. So
Yeah.
I had to be up and like getting ready by like 7 or like 6:45. So I think I was on like 2 hours sleep, running on like spite and fumes, and just like our like team is like gone. We have 7 people. Everything is like chaos. But I'm glad that it did like it looked
Yeah, I probably just
fine.
wasn't paying that much attention, to be honest. I was a bit overwhelmed at that point. I was like,
Honestly, real. Yeah.
but
like OWeek is so high intensity
Mhm.
and there's so much happening, and like if you're not an extrovert, then like good luck.
that's the thing. I
That's,
am
at
too.
least that's how it used to be, right? Like it used to be like if you're not an extrovert, good luck, suffer.
Yeah.
And it still is very high intensity and it is very like kind of thing, but I'm very glad that there's types of programming now where like if you just want to chill and paint with a group of people, you can go chill and like paint, right? You can go sit at a Cara Hub and make friendship bracelets, or like do something really like chill versus like always something so high intensity. And there is that option that people can pick and choose from.
I always like to say for the programming this year, though, it ran later, and I found mostly work to be able to go to bed. It's like when your puppy has a lot of energy, so you just let it run around your backyard for a little bit, and then it wants to take a nap after. Right?
That is
I
actually
mean,
very accurate.
That's a really accurate depiction of what happened, because yeah, it worked.
It worked. And
Go run around.
It was really
Tire yourself out.
It's to reflect on it. It's like, yeah, it worked, but in the moment, it kind of felt like it was weird.
It was
That there
eerie.
wasn't a lot
Oh
It
my
was like
goodness,
eerie
yeah.
almost, because it was like 1 a.m. and I'm like,
And
where is everyone?
And it kind of made you wonder. It made you think, like, is it working, or is everybody just off campus partying? But then you would go to the events, and every event was packed.
Yeah.
So people were on campus. It's just they had
People
so
just
much
weren't-
thing going on at once that they weren't just walking around aimlessly, which was the goal. And I
yeah,
think we
and it
achieved that.
absolutely worked.
Because I remember in my first year, probably different from what your experience was. Because
We had 2 completely different weeks,
pardon?
for sure.
Yeah,
Like-
because like you guys were in like deep COVID at that point.
Your first year was like the start of what I would call the new program.
Yeah,
Absolutely, yeah.
So that's the thing though, of like even with like my first year, I found myself like any night where we were going to be like, oh, let's go out and look at what's going on. We go out for like maybe 30 minutes to a thing and be like, oh, I'm bored and this is the only thing. So let's just walk
Yeah.
around for a bit, and then we'd end up just go to hang out in someone's room. Whereas this year, you don't see anyone just walking around. Like you go in and check on these events, and they're just packed with people.
They're hanging out with their Sophs, and they're all like doing these activities together, which we love to see. I love to see that happen.
Yeah,
And,
I
like,
definitely saw more of that in like the first half of the week. And this
Yeah.
is something I've talked to like other people about, is that like everyone's kind of a bit guilty of this, where when you get more into the week, that's when more of the exciting things are happening,
Mhm.
and you kind of like go into more like, oh, this is exciting for me, rather than it's exciting to get my first years to do this.
And I feel like also
But-
at the beginning of the week, people tend to sometimes be a little more reliant on their Sophs because they haven't made friends or they
Mhm.
haven't made gotten to know people kind of thing. So they're more likely to go up to their Soph and be like, hey, I want to go to this event. Do you want to come with me? Or their Soph will ask and they're like, yeah, sure, absolutely. Let's go to this event together. Whereas like once you get towards the end of the week, they'll go with like people on their floor, or they'll go like classes have already started. So maybe you'll see like 2 or 3 people from your class and you'll go, hey, let's go to this event together. And they'll be like, yeah, absolutely. Let's do it.
One of my I think favorite memories, possibly one of the only memories that I had during OWeek.
One memory. 3 years, one memory.
Well,
Michael
I
only
didn't-
has one memory.
I
There's
didn't-
not much room in there.
I didn't do a lot during OWeek, and to be honest, I went home like Friday, the Friday of OWeek, 'cause it was my birthday. Like I went home the
Happy
night after
birthday.
Fan Jam, in first year. So I didn't do
Oh,
a
in
whole
first
lot.
year.
In
I think you were
first
talking
year.
about
No,
this
no, no,
year,
no,
and I was
no.
like, what do you
No.
mean you didn't do anything?
No,
You were a PA. Yes, you did
I mean
do
in
things.
first year. I mean in first year.
First year. Thank you for the
Um,
clarification.
and it was my Soph, Rachel, and I don't remember who was with her. It might have been Jenny, who like just took a few of us to the Spoke to get food, and we just like hung out outside on the steps of Wilton. I think Mel was there. Some other people. I don't remember. Ricky was probably there.
I don't know.
I don't remember.
I guess.
I don't remember much from my OWeek.
But it was like
Neither
that.
do
There's
I.
one thing I remember. It's like the Sophs, my Soph and someone else's Soph, coming to like, hang out with us, and we just like chilled.
Yeah.
So I remember that more than I remember the fucking. She did 2 friends.
Yeah, like there's like
I-
some like stick out
Lexi.
moments during OWeek for
that?
sure, or like even
Lexi.
after OWeek with your like
I
Sophs.
remember doing that at the Spoke.
They're scheming.
They-
Like even
Ooh.
after like
That's probably-
shout out Jordan, my Soph. Like every month or so she would like check in on us in the group chat, and then she would also just like text us individually, just be like, hey, how's it going, like how are you doing? She was like, when are your recitals happening? I want to go watch, or like anything, like I'm always here for you kind of thing. And then during the holidays she like came by all of our rooms, like a little basket or like a little gift package that she had made for us, like just a little care package. And it was just nice to know that she was always around. Like first year is there's so much going on in first year. Like you're living by yourself for the first time. You have to like be an adult for the first time. You have to like do all these things yourselves on top of like the course load in first year is like absolutely insane. Like you're in class or you're practicing or you're like having time with your friends or something like that. You also live with the same people you go to class with, or like in Delhi on the music floor, like you're living in the same vicinity of people that you spend all of your time with. And it's just nice to know that there are other people in the faculty who are like rooting for you, who are always there, just kind of to be in your corner and to just like help you support them. And even if you don't like text your Soph all the time, it's nice to know that, oh, if I need someone to like help me out, or if I have a question, there's always someone to go to, and there's always someone who's going to be around, who's willing to be there, because that's why people sign up to be Sophs. They want to help, right?
Yeah. And with that, like something that like I'd like to see a bit of a change in. I don't know like if it would be possible, but like for example, like in my 2 years of Sophing, I've had 10 first years, and I'm in the pop program. None of my 10 first years have been in pop. It's all like B-Muse and stuff. So I feel like if there was a way to like actually match people up at least a bit, so you're having your Soph be in your actual stream, that would be cool. Because as much as it's fine of like being like, oh, I don't actually know that, but let me check with this person,
Yeah.
it would be cool to just be like, yes,
It's
I know
hard
this,
though,
but
because so the way that any Sophs that are interested, the way that we do these like assignments to the group, at least this year, was that it's based on residence. And this year they tried to keep everyone who is in like a certain part of residence together. So like there were on the music floor, or if you're at like Delhi, most of your first years are on the same floor, and that was the case for most residence buildings, and they would try and keep them together. So they were like, sometimes you'll get a list of like all pop kids, and it's like a B-month Soph, and they're like, I don't know how to answer any of your questions, kind of thing.
That
that's
was
the
me
thing though.
last
It's
year.
like
Yeah.
all like both years, all my first years have been on the music floor too. There are a plethora of pop students on there. I'm just like, guys, come on.
Sometimes it's also just like
It's just the luck of the draw, really.
Yeah, it is sometimes just like we need people in these like spots, like go
It's
here.
one of those things where it's like we can think about it, and that would be great for us, and I think it'd be fairly easy to do. But when you look at science
Imagine
or social
trying to do
science,
that.
that would be
Imagine.
impossible.
Oh, yeah.
right?
Like 40 Sophs a
that's-
kid.
well, that's
like
the thing,
40,
like-
40 Sophs, 40 first years
Science
per Soph
is like
kind
that's
of
just
thing.
a whole class. You just have a classroom of
That's
Right?
Like that's I don't explicitly. I'm not explicitly being like I want this.
Yeah,
thing, but
yeah,
like,
yeah.
If it just happened,
In theory,
that'd be
that'd
nice.
be
Yeah.
nice.
But it was especially funny last year though, where I was the only person on the team who was in pop and was taking first years, and none.
Yeah, none.
That was actually pretty funny.
I
for
had
me.
almost
Yeah.
all pop first years
That
last
was
year,
the
which is
funny
funny.
thing.
I had quite a few pop kids.
In my year, right?
The
I-
years are blurring together.
I feel like
yeah,
when you were
I mean
in
no,
Delaware,
both
yeah.
both years I've had quite a few pop kids kind of thing.
Ricky, let's talk about it.
What, the injury or
The injury.
Like,
Oh.
I was gonna talk about my OC.
Talk about your OC
Talk
kids.
in-
I was gonna talk about my
Injury.
OC frosh because like OC is kind of different from like a lot of like the other soft or residences and stuff. Because for a lot of like other like softs, they get assigned a select group of like 6 or 7, and they're just theirs. For OC, it's kind of like it's just 3 of us, and we're assigned like 30 people.
Yeah, you're a team.
Yeah, we're essentially a team, and it's really nice because me and Pauline were kind of like shy-ish people, while Toshi can like essentially just talk to anyone, and it's really awesome. And oh, sorry.
Well, like, I feel like it's a nice difference from the kind of one soft per group of first years thing, because like that can be a bit intimidating for some people, I'd assume, where like, oh, this person's like above me, where I guess like with you guys as a group, that must be more welcoming in, as it's not just one person.
Yeah, and in a way they can kind of like pick and choose who they want to like, choose your own adventure style kind of thing. Like for me, I am a huge introvert, and I get very anxious talking to people, and in a way I kind of understand what it's like to come from that direction too. And it's really easy for me to empathize with people who just want to talk to people, but they just find it really hard, and they don't want to go to these really high intensity events. They can just like, oh, hey, do you want to just hang out at this book and eat something? Sure, let's do that. Why not? And yeah, I don't know. It's cool.
Yeah, I don't know. You guys you've always killed it. Like, I think the OC team's always been the strongest.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because I feel like the people who do it are like the ones who like feel the most passionate about it.
Mm-hmm.
Which I think you for sure. And then you get people like this year, for example, Toshi and Pauline, because they were both OC in their first year, so they have that perspective, right? That experience, and obviously, like, even in SOGs, you weren't OC, but you still understand the concept. Like you said, you can empathize with it, and I think that's always just been like something that's super beneficial for the first years and for you as well, because I think you find it a little bit easier to connect, probably.
Yeah, and I'd also like to say, if you ever want to apply to be a Soph, I feel like there's this misconception where you have to be like hyper and like an extreme extrovert. No, you can be an introvert.
Yeah.
And in a way, you add your own experience into the mix of the team, and it definitely means something to me, because I was a really like, I mean, I faked it a lot in first year, but I was really introverted, and it felt nice having someone who kind of understood my experience kind of relate to me.
Yeah.
That's the thing too, though. I feel like this year our team had like a lot of more introverted people.
Yeah.
But once like we hit OWeek and like people were starting to like talk to their first years, you could really see them like branch out and like do like, everyone did a fantastic job this year. I was so incredibly pleased with how everything went.
Mm-hmm. There's also like, there's not one way to be a Soph, right? Like you see there's like this like poster child of being a Soph, where it's like you're extroverted, you're like do like super high intensity, and yes, there's some like Sophs that are that way, and there's quite a few, honestly. And then there's some Sophs where it's like I'm more introverted, and like I feel like you can almost sometimes like hide behind the uniform, like you can like the pink scrubs and the tie-dye, right? Like
I'm very introverted.
Like you can hide behind the uniform, and then you can put on this like kind of facade for OWeek and be this more like extroverted person, but also be like an introverted person and be able to empathize with people and to make connections with like first years that way. It's not always like this, like you have to be like super riled up and super like excited about everything. I think honestly it is good on a team. It's always good to have people who are able to balance both, or like people who are on both ends of that spectrum, because then even if I'm assigned to a first year that's more extroverted and wants to go to all of these events, but like say Ricky is more introverted and I have a first year who just wants someone more chill, like we're able to kind of like adopt first years that way, or like share first years and at least make friends and be able to support all of our students, regardless if our personalities align or kind of thing.
Yeah, it kind of goes both ways though, where like there's no one way to be a Soph, but there's also like no one first year. So, because I think that for some first years, like the kind of very energetic, outgoing Soph can be like intimidating and kind of a lot for them.
It is.
So like there are a lot of people I feel like where the kind of more introverted, like casual approach to it resonates with them a lot more.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
remember like moving in at Delhi and just being like yelled at to get out of my car. I'm like, who are these people? What is happening right now? And at the end of, or like towards the middle of first year, I was like, wait, no, I want to do that. I want this job. Like, I want to be able to support first years. I love leadership and I love doing this kind of thing. And it's because sitting in my car in first year, I was like, there's no shot I would ever do this. Like, what is happening right now? I just want to go move my stuff in and then be done with it kind of thing.
That's an interesting question, though, of like, what made you want to Soph?
Can I just say, it was so funny thinking about it. Because I'm in my car pulling up to Delhi. I see them doing it to the people in front of me. The first year of the car, I'm like, for the love of God, do not come near my car. Do not do it. They started doing it. I was like, you cannot be serious right now. Oh my God. It's my favorite thing to do.
It's so much fun.
It's
I
so
love
fun.
movements. I love welcome wagon.
Parents will love it.
Oh my God.
They get their phone.
They get their phone out.
I
recording.
saw a girl. We were doing it. And the girl smacked the phone out of her mom's hands. It
Stop.
was so funny.
Well, that's the thing. It's if you're a first year, it's mortifying. If you're a Soph, it's so much fun.
It's so much fun. We love being on the other side of it. But it's like, it's interesting.
That's like
it's
the
like,
rewarding thing. You're
what
like,
made
I
you...
paid my time. Now I get to do it.
Oh my God.
No, but it's so much fun because like we really are the first. We're the first people that first year see. We are like Sophs are. When you pull up to your residence hall, that's the first face that you see. That's the first that's the welcome that you get, and it really does set the tone for
That's
the
the
year.
thing, though, because like the welcome wagon might scare you at the time, but then like you look back on it later and laugh at it.
Yeah,
Because it is just like a fun experience.
it's so much fun. I love it. Sorry for any first years that I've tortured trying to get them out of the car.
My parents drove like around them. And
Ricky's parents were even
Thank-
like, no.
Did not
no,
stop.
okay, no. It's the thing is they're
Should we do
into
it
it.
right now?
Huh?
Should we do it right now?
Yeah. What?
First years
Oh,
out the
oh.
car. First years out the car.
I hate
First
it.
Years out the
You know,
car.
in first
First
year,
years
I
out
like
the car.
I like transcribed it. Like I
remember
transcribed
that.
the rhythm.
Oh my God, I
and
remember
I
that.
posted it.
Yeah,
Because I thought it
nerd.
was funny.
Yeah. But you brought
was
up a
not.
good point of like what made you.
What made you be a Soph?
Yeah.
Who wants to go first?
Oh, I'll do it. For me, I like walking and talking, and that's I'm not gonna lie, that's like a lot of what like
Ricky just
Sophing
loves to
is.
yap.
Yeah, but like I said before, I just love learning about other people and like kind of what makes them tick, and it's like it's cool because you get some because you get so many cool and just different people, and it's exciting, and it's just like I don't know, it's just vibes. I mainly do it like all the like I said, I'm a huge introvert, and I just don't. For me, like all the like first years out of the car, all that stuff, it doesn't really appeal to me. But what appeals to me is personally getting to know a lot of the first years on like an individualistic basis, and it's just rewarding and cool.
Can I make sure my phone's still recording? I just got a phone call.
Oh,
Continue, Ricky.
what am I continuing? I forgot.
Why you want to be a Soph?
Oh, I forgot what I said.
I bet you were on a roll.
I was on a
Let's
roll.
go.
Okay, there's gonna be, if you can't remember, there's gonna be a weird jump cut there. I got a phone call, so my phone stopped the recording.
Is that
so,
one still going? Okay.
we'll
Fantastic.
never know the end of Ricky's thought.
It's lost to all
But
time.
I'm sure if you ask them, they'll yap.
Definitely.
What about you guys though? Why did you become a Soph?
Well, for me, like, I'm always someone who's looking to take on more responsibilities and whatnot. And it's kind of intimidating in university because you don't really, like, know anyone when you first get here for the most part. But luckily, like, Michael, we already knew each other from back home. And that's the thing, though. Seeing you do everything was really cool, especially the trombone photo. And then also, like, I guess my Soph was okay.
Well, you know what's crazy to me?
Thanks, Jacob.
What?
I always forget that that's your dynamic. Because, again, I've known you for a long time,
Yeah.
and I forget that
That I
Karen was
his
your
Soph.
Soph.
It's
Yeah.
also
That's
funny,
the
though, because I'm older
relationship.
than them.
This is true.
Yeah.
But, yeah, because
I forget about that.
Because like,
always
I
think
did an
you're
extra
younger
year
than
of
me.
high school,
Yeah.
so, but like
Stag!
I already knew Michael coming in, so like following you on Instagram too, I got like the first hand look at like everything you were doing and whatnot, and it seemed like a good avenue for me to like take on more responsibility like in the school setting, and I'm a very extroverted person, so it just seemed to work out well. Yeah.
I think so. First year was kind of rough for me. But like, I remember. Oh, lol, sorry. Okay. I remember sitting at opening and being like, we were always told this messaging of like welcome home kind of thing, of like welcome, like Western is your second home, and like you'll find a community here and you'll find us like a place for you to be here. And in first year or during OWeek, I was like, what? No, absolutely not. Like, get out. What are you talking about? And I was like, but I want to be that kind of person for someone else. I want to be able to create that environment and to welcome first years, and to kind of just be someone in someone's corner and be like, you've got this. Let me know if you ever need anything, kind of thing. And it really was my Sophs who were like reaching out to me even beyond OWeek and were like, hey, just checking in, seeing how school's going. Let me know if you ever need anything. Like, that's always just been, like, was always such a huge thing for me, of just like having someone check in, not asking anyone to, or just seeing the people who I looked up to in first year also being Sophs, and then being able to be on the team with them in the year, like next few years, and being able to lead a team, which is still kind of crazy to me, to be able to kind of set the tone and create that environment for other Sophs on the team this year, but also just for other first years, and to know that we've left the program kind of better than we found it. And I think that's always our goal with these things, is like, hopefully that by the time we're done with these programs, that we've made some kind of change and people have been impacted. Yeah, that's my little tangent and a little sappy. Sorry.
It's one of those things where I think when I look back on our first year Sophing, and this year, it's a completely different program.
Yeah.
It's like everything is different, and I think that for better and for worse. I think there are pros and cons. I think it's mostly pros. Think
there's always ways to improve as well, right? Like this program will never be perfect, and it will never be, right? And there should never be that mindset of like, OWeek will be absolutely perfect. This is what we're aiming for. But if it's like even a tiny bit better than the year before, or if someone else has a good experience walking out of OWeek into their school year, then I think we've done our job.
Well, I think it's been a net positive every year. Like every year it seems positive. Like it seems to be like, sure, every year there are things that might feel like, oh, that seems like a bit weird, like that's an odd choice, but there's also things that are like, that seems to work a lot better. But I feel like the pros always seem to outweigh the cons, and we're always making strides to making it a better experience for the incoming first years.
Our issues also always seem to get like smaller scale, but we think they're like on this like huge scale. It's like, oh my god, this thing is happening, but it's actually like, this is an issue that if I go talk to someone else can be resolved very quickly.
That was the thing with this year too, though, where like we all the time we're saying, I knew things were going too well.
Something's going wrong.
Something's going wrong.
That's the thing.
And then it's just like, oh, I solved that in like 5 minutes.
But it's also
never
like,
mind.
it's on such a smaller scale than what it like used to be, kind of thing. Yeah. Right? Or it's like a different, I don't know how to word it, but it's like a smaller, it's less pressing. The issue is always less pressing.
A long time, there was a certain culture around Sophing, and I think the program's gone kind of through like a rebrand, I think is almost the word, which again, like, it's just looking back where we started and where we are now, it's so much better. I think it's become a lot more first year focused, which is always the goal. It's become a much more overall positive community. I will say, like, a couple of the biggest changes are open and closing is no longer on the hill. That's not where main stage is anymore. And again, that means I do think that was iconic, and I also think it helps to like see better, but also Hillside Fields is a lot bigger. And it's a lot easier to have a crowd spread out.
Also, just more accessible.
It's more accessible as well.
It's not on this like slope.
Also, if you are basically anyone younger than us, UC Hill looks completely different than our first year. They like tore it up and then redid it. Like it's that walk used to be so much worse. It was so much
It's like
steeper.
Well, because they only had like the one stretch right down the middle.
Yeah.
Well, they had one on the side, but
so
it
where
was
the stairs
the
are.
same.
Stairs.
It was the same slope.
So if you
So
walk
it was
up
just
the
as
middle
steep.
of UC Hill and you think that's tiring, imagine doing it on the other side as well in the winter. If there's ice, you're done. It's game over for you.
Ice and geese. Death.
Ice, and if you have like a mobility aid,
Meat.
Good luck. Yeah.
luckily they take a lot more care to
Yeah.
salt the ice.
Yeah,
but,
I will say it's been a while since I've slipped on ice on campus.
which is good.
Yay.
And then also, I think the next biggest thing is obviously the Soph Names, and that kind of that died with us. That died in our first year of Sophing. So none of the people listening that are younger than us really even know what that is. But for context, one of the things about that soft culture that used to exist is Sophs had like nicknames, and we would have like anonymous identities, and we have a silly nickname to go with that, and there was always like a fun story behind it. I'm trying to think of like a good example. What's a good example?
So my Soph's name was like her name is Jordan. Shout out Jordan. But like her Soph name was Bambi, and there was this like story behind it, and everyone has this like little nickname story, and then at the end of OWeek you do like a name reveal.
Yeah.
Where you like tell your story kind of thing. But honestly, like it doesn't make a big difference because they find out who I am anyways, and it's like
I think it's one of those things that is really fun, and it kind of that's true. I mean, I certainly see like there are, again, like everything, there's pros and cons, right? Like it can be a little more intimidating as a first year to talk to somebody who is a kind of more of a mascot really than a person.
Yeah.
But also I could see that anonymity maybe being more helpful depending on who you are. I think one of the reasons they took it away was just because in our first year there was a lot of mishaps for so many different reasons. Like a lot of things happened. It's
Public knowledge.
Things happened and it wasn't great, and that was kind of a wake-up call for the university and for the USC to like just totally revamp the program. And again, so much better than it was. Now we've made huge strides.
Like training has changed for Sophs, for LST it's changed as well. It's the way we go about the program, like reconsidering like some of our cheers that aren't appropriate to say anymore. Like, okay, we're gonna change the words, or we're just gonna make new ones. We're gonna start these new traditions that are really setting the tone for what we want the year to be and what we want first year's experience and Soph's experiences to be. Like, we want this to be an environment that people want to join and want to be a part of, rather than being like, that was questionable. Why did you do that kind of thing?
In perspective, like other schools, their orientation leaders, their training is like an afternoon. Whereas ours is like...
There's nothing close to what Western does
whereas
in
like
Canada.
here, you're
Nothing
doing
close.
online training through the summer. You're doing team meetings in the summer. When you come back for N week, that's a whole week of like 9 to 5 training. If you're on the LST, it's 2 weeks of 9 to 5 training.
They say that we have the largest orientation program in Canada, and it sounds like a talking point, but I know orientation leaders at other universities. It's true.
It is true, yeah.
And other universities, they ask us, they say, how do you do it?
And it's the student leaders.
And they look for us like, I have friends who like, their student leaders, they use our trainings and our certificates as their model. And yeah, we have the biggest and the best program in Canada. There's nothing that even comes close to comparing to it. And so it's really cool to see. That being said, I do think Soph Names, people those things that maybe they could explore, bring back. I think there are. It's easy to do in a tasteful way. I think it's not the biggest priority on their list right now, which I understand, but I think it's one of those things that could be cool to bring back. So I think it was just it added another element to it.
I would say also, like, with how successful the last 2 years have been specifically, like, there's been so many great strides that I think you can lean more into that kind of tradition stuff without it really being an issue.
Yeah.
Like, there definitely has to be, like, a conversation regarding it, but I feel like it's something that could possibly return.
Yeah, I think it's just one of those things that maybe
someone just needs to like
somewhere down the line they could think about for sure. And I think I would like to see that back, just because I I just think it makes it more fun.
I feel like it would be cool
It makes it
for
a little bit
my
more
last
memorable.
year Sophing.
It adds to
Goes
the
back.
like. Okay, it adds to like the camp counselor vibe because
What,
I'm a glorified like we're glorified camp counselors for
You
a
can add a
week.
theme to yours too.
Sorry.
You can add a theme to yours.
What
So-
What would your soft name be if we still had them? And you have to share the story.
Ooh. Well, I feel like it's a nickname. It should be given to you by others, not yourself.
Oh, true.
Well, it depends. Like for me, I was thinking this was actually Raymond came up with this in my first year. In second year, it came up with the idea of smoke screen would be mine, and well, the story behind that is me and some friends in first year were playing board games one night in one of the Talbot College rooms, and I picked up two. I picked up two chalkboard erasers, really really big
no,
ones.
I remember this. I remember this. I
And
remember
I
this.
thought
Stop.
my thought process would be, haha, funny if I clip them together, because I was like, who uses chalkboard anymore? So there's no way that there's dust in these erasers. So I did it a bunch of times real hard. And I was right. Nobody used them in a while. But all that meant is that it was really old dust that filled the room. And one of my friends started having a coughing fit. We had to open the window, open the door, air out the room. It was so bad. And it was full
What
of
room was this?
just chalk dust. It was like TC 305.
Okay.
Yeah, it
Was
and-
said person Ricky?
no, it was
wasn't
it
me.
was Aaron.
Oh, love Aaron.
I think Ricky, were you there?
No.
I remember being
No, I
there.
wasn't.
Karen was there. Mel was there. Yeah, I was in first year. It was my bad, but yeah, that's where we got smoke screen from.
I thought it was Dusty.
Yeah, but I don't like that. That sounds like that's a dog's
Dusty.
name.
Okay.
Dusty.
I don't like that.
Okay.
I like it.
Crusty.
Oh my god.
Mel,
just-
you're there to press the buttons. Shush.
Mel just called me crusty, and I'm gonna ignore it. What about you, Rick?
Probably my soft name would have been like Sleeping Beauty or something.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Just cause like I, what was it, in first year I was just really lazy and just didn't want to like go or make the trek back to Saugeen, because a lot of times I would have like a lot of people on the music floor would have like study sessions and everything, and I'm just like, it's so far, can I just like crash on your floor? And like the thing is, it was the actual floor, like the
Ricky
carpeted thing.
frequently slept on our floors.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I think I've slept in like half of the rooms.
You
by
slept on my
myself.
floor. I think Ricky slept on your floor probably.
I think Ricky slept on all of our floors.
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
right.
yeah, just on the ground, and I'm just like, yeah, here's my bag, and I crashed.
Honk, me. Yeah.
I think mine would be hopscotch. I'm kidding. It's funny. I can make that joke. No explanation necessary. Karen? It's okay, guys. Don't worry. I'm disabled. I
That's-
can make that
That's
joke.
crazy.
FoMSCast.
Yeah.
We're unfiltered.
Yeah, you, Karen?
Yeah, what's your story, Karen?
Oh god. Oh no. Okay. So in second year or in first year, I was like, I want my soft name. Because when I was applying, I think it was when I was applying, I was like, I think Pom Pom would be cute. And I always thought Pom Pom would be a cute like soft name, for like pomegranate, because I like. I'm
You
not
like
excited.
pomegranate?
Pomegranate is a good fruit.
It's
It's
okay
a good
fruit.
fruit.
It's a, like,
It's
mid-tier
pomegranate is
fruit.
such a good fruit.
It's not.
I also, so in first year, my parents also like just gave me a case of pomegranate, and I didn't have, this is like deli in a single room, and I didn't have like a kitchen or anything. So I had this like tiny cutting board and like plastic IKEA cutting board and a camping knife. And I would just like on my desk, like cut the pomegranate, but like pomegranates are not an easy fruit to like peel. So like cut it and then like open it and then like break it in pieces, and it also just looked like a murder scene because it would like get everywhere. I don't know where I was going with
I knew
this.
a kid in elementary school who would just throw pomegranate seeds at people.
Oh,
Oh, that's-
that's not what I was doing. I don't know. I thought Pom Pom would be cute.
oh, I've changed mine. I've
I
changed
hope.
my answer.
I hope so.
No, because mine would just be some like old man name, because I just have my Werthers with me all week.
Oh,
Like that's a
yeah.
theme for me during OWeek, is that my fanny pack will be filled with hard candies.
Senior citizen.
Yes, I'm a senior citizen.
That's your name.
So my whole thing is I walk around with my fanny pack giving out hard candies, because I'm an old man at heart.
What was the candy this year? Jolly Ranchers?
Okay. Last year and this year it was like a mix of Werther's and Jolly Ranchers.
Right. Okay.
However, at the start of the week, I couldn't find Jolly Ranchers, so I had to substitute with Starbursts, which just wasn't the same.
They're not hard candy.
I know, that's the problem. Like, blame independent grocery store. That's my beef for this week.
Loblaws?
Independent grocery store, which isn't not independent because it's Loblaws. Anywho.
No, I was about to get so leftist.
Yeah?
Oh, I've got beef with Loblaws, but we'll talk about that later.
They own the market.
They own the market.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sophing.
Woo!
Okay, Ricky.
Oh.
Let's talk about it.
Okay.
Where were you the last 3 days of
It was like
OWeek
2
last
days.
year?
It was 2 days.
It was like 2 days. So what did I do? I'm trying to.
What do you
remember.
mean? What did
What'd
you
you
do?
do?
No, I'm trying
We
to
all
remember.
know what you
I'm
did.
trying to remember the context. Okay. What's it? I think one of my first years asked to race me, and can never back down from a challenge like that. So I raced them, and I lost, which sucked. But even worse, I hurt my leg, and
Was it your leg or was it your foot?
it was my foot, and it was this really sharp pain, and I was like, oof, I can't walk. And so I kind of got escorted to a care hub. I really love care hubs. Care hubs are awesome.
And then
Shout out
sent
Care
you
Hubs.
home in a taxi.
Okay,
Yup.
yeah, but I remember getting.
And then you were on crutches. Shout out Cassette for your crutches that also just lived
Thank
in
you,
our
Cassette.
living room
Yeah.
for forever.
But there's a really cool thing that happened out of that. I remember sitting there on my phone, just reading the OC group chat and everything. And turns out my frosh had found out, and they had sent me the loveliest messages ever. I remember
Aw.
specifically one. He's like, "Hi Ricky, you really made an impact on me. I hope you get well soon and everything." And I'm just like, oh, that's so sweet.
Stop.
And the thing is, for OC, we give them our numbers and everything, and yeah, sorry, for OC, we're allowed to give them our numbers and everything and they'd call or text me once in a while and be like, "Hey, how are you doing?" And it's just nice. And I always make the joke of I'm the type of person who wouldn't answer calls from numbers I don't have, but I would answer my calls for that week just for you guys.
I mean, that's really goes to show, we really do this. It is just about the first years. Sophing is all fun and games, and, it's fun to be a different person for a week, and to, the excitement of OWeek is, so real, but it's also, it's for the first years, and it's truly hoping that we make an impact with them, and, showing that we can shape their futures at Western, or that they have the power to, to make that kind of impact, and to be who they want to be, and to do what they want to do here.
It's funny.
The first years are the clay, and we are the sculptors.
It's funny hearing you say that.
Oh, what was that?
I'm gonna.
I
ignore
was
that.
sculpting Karen.
No, Stig!
It's funny hearing you say that, because I distinctly remember just making fun of you the whole time.
Okay,
Yeah.
but
And
then
I stand by it.
it got to a point though where I started feeling bad.
I didn't. That was
No,
dumb.
I felt
dumb
real
thing
bad.
You did.
I agree.
No, because
That was really dumb of you.
I remember we were making the jokes the whole time, and then after dinner one night we're like, oh crap, they're really feeling it. That was kind of messed up. Hope you're okay, Ricky.
I don't feel sympathy.
All in good fun. Yeah.
They can walk now.
Yeah, it's fun.
What was the journey of rehabbing like?
I remember going to the hospital and just being like, "Hey, what's wrong with my foot?" "Oh, you just have flat feet." And that was kind of it. No,
You
no,
have flat feet.
No, that's
Like
literally-
from Barbie.
that was literally it.
Barbie
And I
is
was-
crazy.
I was like, "Am I just gonna be in crutches forever?" "No, you just have flat feet. Just wear insoles." "What?" "Okay."
Did you get said insoles?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, awesome.
You still use them?
Yay.
Yeah, I just forgot to put them on today.
Oh.
But yeah.
I can't help you.
Yeah. So, what advice do you guys? What would you have for future Sophs who are looking to apply?
I think it's the same thing that we kind of been talking about the whole time. Is there's no one way to be a Soph. You need to find out what works for you, and surely there's certain ways that you're expected to do certain things, but you also are your own person. You bring your own flavor to the team.
Yeah.
So like I'm encouraging people that like your personal uniqueness is an asset, and that actually brings a lot of flavor to the team in a good way.
Flavor.
The team is Flavor Town.
Flavor.
Okay. I would just say do it. Honestly, just apply. Because also the worst thing that happens is they say no, right? And then you apply again in the future. But they're looking for people who are interested, know what the role is, and just want to help first years and want to be able to make a change and make an impact. And there's, like you said, there's no one way to be a Soph, and there's no one way to interact with your first years. And there's like, yes, we have this training and this is what we're told and how we should do this, but also we want people who bring their own uniqueness to the table and bring their experiences with them, and bring their experiences, bring their passion with them. And if people are passionate and want to be there for the right reasons, then yeah.
I would say, because you get people like us who knew that we really wanted to do it right away. If you're even a little bit like, if you're unsure, if you're on the fence about it, I would say do it, because this is all but a promise. You're going to end up really liking it.
Yep.
I think
you'll never leave having done Sophing without one good thing. There will always be something that you will learn about yourself that you didn't know before you did Sophing. You'll find a community of people that you wouldn't have met otherwise, which is like the team, other Sophs and other faculties or residences. You'll like find a home here, right? You'll find a home in orientation. You'll find a place that is willing to embrace who you are and willing to embrace the ideas that you have and what you can bring to the table.
Also, like, this is a question I got a lot when we were doing hiring last year, was, if you're on the fence about wanting to be a Soph or not, just put in that application, because at the end of the day, if you get an offer, you don't have to accept.
You can say no.
You can say no, but like all the while, like at the end of the day, later on, you'll be upset if you didn't put that application through.
And if you don't know and you want to learn more about the job, talk to your Soph, or talk to any of us, or like anyone who's been on the team is able to talk about what their personal experiences have been, what the job kind of looks like, what like the little nitty-gritty stuff about the experience. But they are also able to tell you what it's like to be a Soph, and you're able to make a more informed decision, kind of thing.
I would also say there's some people that like try to decide between FAC and Res Sophing.
Apply to both.
But also,
music is so cool.
You want to be a music Soph.
You want to be a music Soph so bad.
Apply to both.
There is a difference. And there's some difference, and we're happy to come talk to us about it. We'll explain it. But to give a brief overview, it's just kind of like Res Sophs are run by housing, whereas FAC Sophs are under the USC. Res Sophs take care of a whole floor of kids, whereas you'll have a group of kids that are just in your faculty. Res Sophs, there tends to be more policies and like rules, regulations, but it's still an amazing experience. Res Sophs also have a little bit more of a more heavily involved year-round commitment than FAC Sophs do, because they're more frequently on the floors. That's not to say FAC Soph isn't an all-year commitment, because it is, but you know what I mean, right?
Yeah,
like
it's also you work with the Dawn.
Yeah,
on
you
the
work
floor.
with the Dawn. They're both great experiences, but like
they're different. They're just different experiences, and I think
like,
there's good things to learn from both. And everyone that I've talked to who's done this program in general, like whether that be FAC Soph, OC, Charity, Res, like only have good things to say about the program, and like come out with good experiences. But also be a FAC Soph. Come join music.
Cutting me off.
Sorry.
Damn.
If it's between me and you, you want to be a FAC Soph.
But love Res.
You want to be
Res.
You want to be a FAC Soph.
The simplest way of putting it is that like residence is helping first years transition into like the like housing life at Western, whereas faculty is transitioning into like academic life. So I feel like we're also just around a lot more for them too, like a lot more easily accessible for like the entirety of their time here, if we're still here.
I mean, it's definitely the case for music. Like
Yeah.
we see these people every single day. I always have to see Michael and Jake. No, but like we see music is a small faculty. We see each other all the time. We're in the same classes, especially in like first and second year. I was going somewhere with this point and it's gone. So someone else talk.
Applications are gonna come out. Did it stop? No, the recording. No. Applications, they come out probably towards the beginning of the winter break, like just before then. Usually that's when they come out. Keep an eye on Instagram.
Yeah.
At the same time though, like LST applications are open a bit earlier this year, so who knows when the regular like Soph applications will go out.
Just before we wrap up, I do want to plug real quick, Global Grooves is having an event on the, what does it say here? On the 29th. So that is when this comes out on Friday.
Sunday.
It'll be Sunday. 5:30 to 7:30 in MB 227. I encourage you guys to go check it out. They're an amazing group. They're gonna put on some amazing performances. Go to their Instagram at Global Grooves UWO on Instagram to find more information. Highly recommend that. Is there anything else coming up kind of this week?
Apply for
go ahead.
Apply for SLCC, so Student Leadership Choral Collective. We've just opened the application for singers and collaborative pianists that we're looking for. It's a student choir that I run. Go on Choir Council's Instagram. The application's in the bio. It closes October 3rd, and if you give me 2 seconds, I will give you the Instagram. Okay, Jacob, talk.
Also, you can find that link if you're in our personal friend group chat. That's not many of you, but it's in there.
Okay, FOM Choir Council. Why did you say that?
Yeah, for the 4 of our friends that also share a group shot.
That are in that group
this is
chat.
getting taken out. Okay, Instagram is FOM Choir Council. Link in bio. It's the most recent post. Come join us, and then come chat with me if you want to know more about what SLCC does.
It's a lot of fun. Yeah, I think all the other things though are before this goes out on Friday. So
yeah,
I think that's it.
Yeah. I don't have an outro. Oh, here's what we're gonna do. Let's go. We're all gonna get on the couch. It's gonna be fun.
What?
Get on the other couch, Ricky.
That's so much work.
Should we scooch so that we don't cross these wires, or it does not matter?
That's fine.
Don't sit on Stag. Don't you dare.
Beams.
This is
can you
Stag.
the camera?
Cross the beams, like in Ghostbusters.
Oh no!
No!
It's fine.
Hi there. Wait, who am I saying? Oops.
Oh my god.
Did
Oh,
it?
it's stopped.
Did you press record?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
At least I hope so.
Is that one good?
What? What's happening?
Thanks for watching the FoMSCast.
Woo!
We'll catch you next week.
Woo!
Apply for Sophing LST.
Closes October 7th at 11:59 p.m.
FoMSCast.
Woo!
Last week we tried to harmonize a FoMSCast outro. You want to try that? Let's go try it. Okay.
What is the outro?
We're just harmonizing the word FoMSCast. Okay, I'll start. Ready? FoMSCast.
FoMSCast.
All right, we'll see you next week. Thank you very much.
That was so good.
That was
Okay.
awful on my part, but it's fine.
Okay,
Ricky just didn't even try.